Oh yeah. Yeah. Tell him to hurry his ass up.
You can use your microphone if you press Alt. I'm not sure if that's your bind.
Oh.
Take cover!
Hello?
Hey.
Oh, it's B or mouse 4 for some reason.
Oh, that's weird. But mine was automatically put to Alt, and I just stuck with it.
Is this you, Fune?
Yeah.
What's that character?
Character?
Yeah, you're like this fox girl anime character. It's kind of cute. A cute character and stuff.
I see an HEV suit looking dude on my screen.
Here,
I'm an
look at
HEV guy.
look at me.
You're the...
Sorry, I'm the what?
Your character's, from the PlayStation 2 Half-Life, spin-off.
Yeah. Well, it was meant to be like a side story thing. But
Yeah.
it was also going to be on the Dreamcast. Or wait, or was that the other version? There was like two of them. It was like an official expansion. So, yeah, you even got like custom voice lines and stuff for your character.
Oh, really? I don't even see my character.
I
But
sent
my
you a
character
picture.
is just an HEV guy. Yeah, I saw.
I'll get some footage of it and I'll show you. I'll show
I'm
you the
having like
footage
a
of how you.
Mandela effect here.
I think the reason why it looks like a regular HEV guy is because you didn't get the model, so it's just showing like the default. Because I've noticed
Yeah.
that some people use the custom character on this game that I've used before, and I saw them as a regular HEV guy. And you seeing yourself
I don't
that
remember.
way.
I don't remember choosing this character.
I don't even know how to do that. I don't even know how to do that really. But yeah, I like this server because they got some interesting paps. They got the one where you make a pizza, and I really like that one. It's cute. And then they got the one where you catch the radish thief, which was really, really funny and cool. And then they got...
Yeah, the Japanese maps are very fun, but the dude who makes those, they barely come out, like, consistently. Because, like, this is an old game, bro.
people still make stuff for it.
Yeah, people still make stuff. I'm surprised. Like, they have, like, the yearly, like, rage map releases.
Uh-huh. I mean, look at Doom.
Like, that's...
They released the source code, and it's really moddable, and, you know, you can make all sorts of... Like, a lot of games have came from Doom, and a lot of Doom modders became official developers for, like, other game studios. Yeah, some of the coolest games or mods that are like games comes from Doom modding that I've seen. There's this game called Hedon. That started as a Doom mod. That new game that they got from Ion Fury or whatever started off as a Duke Nukem 3D mod. Ow.
There's a lot of mods. A lot of Doom mods.
Yeah, if you saw Hideous Destructor. They also got like mods where it's like modern graphics and shit. Yeah, I'll send you something to look at later. There's like all sorts of stuff. There's even like a roguelite mod for like Doom where you got like all this stuff going on. They got like a recreation of Castlevania.
Oh shit.
They got
You watched
so
Icarus
much.
Lives?
I did for a while. I haven't watched them much recently because I've just been doing various things.
He streams. Or he streams occasionally.
Yeah, because I noticed he wasn't putting up videos as much, and I realized he was streaming, but I couldn't figure out where to... I couldn't quite find it. Because what little I did find was like a VOD that was like chosen, and it was only like in pieces. And very short, or the announcement of a VOD. I mean, no stream, so I haven't been able to figure it out myself.
Figure it out someday.
I think I found it once, but then I lost it because I lost the link. Yeah, because I don't really go to Twitch or nothing to look for stuff.
He streams on YouTube, I think.
That's what I thought
Yeah, he
too.
streams on YouTube.
That's what I thought too. It was just my thought process at the time of like, why can't I find somebody silly? But yeah, there's some like amazing maps and stuff and mods for it. Pro Doomer is one of them. There's one where it's like in a fantasy land kind of thing. And they always have like different stories. I remember playing this one Duke Nukem mod back in high school. It was on like a part series where he winds up in like a fantasy world, but it like mixes like different weapons and stuff. And it was interesting. You had to fight like this big wizard dude. Oh god, I forgot camera shake. Did you hear all that I said, or?
Oh, I heard part of it. I was just trying to figure out like how to change console or change the voice chat because it just sounds weird right now.
Sounds weird?
Yeah, it sounds weird. Like it's very like grainy, so I can't like understand part of what you say. Like there's parts that I do hear, and there's parts that are just like hard to understand because it's just the voice chat's being the voice chat has like weird grain to it.
You can hop on my TeamSpeak.
TeamSpeak? I don't have any. I don't have TeamSpeak installed.
Okay.
Like I had that like on my old laptop, but I don't use that anymore.
Okay, well I just figured I'd let you know that that's an option.
Yeah, like you're the only dude that I met who actually like mentioned TeamSpeak ever in like voice chat, because I never heard anyone mention TeamSpeak like ever since like 2016.
A lot of people still do. There's several Armor servers that have it.
Yeah, I didn't know that Armor had the.
There's a few
like
clans on a Civil War game that use
yeah.
it. There's a lot of people that still, yeah. Sorry. It's just TeamSpeak's just a better solution for me. So much better thing. It's much healthier of a thing to use for your computer and your mentality.
It's less taxing on like memory use, but for Discord it uses up a lot of memory just for it being open.
Yeah, because Discord data mines you.
Because like the only reason why I even use Discord is because most of the people that I know just have it, and it's just out of convenience with them.
Yeah.
Because like introducing something like an old way of like. Accidentally tabbed out.
Sometimes people are susceptible to some things they're told, and especially in this day and age where people are raised to do what you're told more so than think for yourself. And they just don't know any better sometimes. I've had to find out the hard way about using Discord.
What happened with Discord?
A lot of stuff. Potential drama and stuff aside, me personally, I've had to change every time I've used Discord, I've had to change almost all of my passwords. And then I've had to change my bank cards twice.
Like security reason, or just because you forgot?
You heard what I said though, right?
I heard you say that you have to change your passwords consistently.
Yeah, so what happens is I first used Discord about, I'd say about 4 or 5 years ago. I was working a customer service job, and a friend kept wanting me to use Discord. I'm like, but I got TeamSpeak. Why don't you just get on there with me? So I got on Discord, because people kept begging me to do it for various things. And I forgot what all it was about. I think it was tech support or something. Anyways, I get on there, and not even a week later. So I had this email that I've had for about for years. So I made it back in middle school. I never had a problem with anyone breaking into it ever. Out of all those years, never. And this is the email this was the email I also used for spam as well, by the way. Anything that I figured was going to spam me or might have been problematic, I would use that email. And nothing ever, it never been compromised. Within a week of using Discord, some dude in France not only got into the account, but bypassed the authentication change.
What the hell?
Yep, and then come to find out, in the terms of service of Discord, they data mine you and sell your information. And since they're majorly owned by a group called Tencent, they have to send a copy of your data to the CCP. And ever since then, for years, of course, I had to change all my passwords as well, by the way. All my accounts got compromised. And changed my bank cards because I had my identity stolen. Because guess what? Now they got my card information. Anyways, now I'm usually careful about that stuff. I don't save my cards usually for hardly anything, and they keylog you. I use the keylogger on Windows. Anyways, so for years, I've constantly get emails on multiple email accounts of people trying to brute force into my account. And every time that somebody's got me into Discord for some reason, I have to go and change my shit, because I've had to change my passwords 4 or 6 times. And every time someone tries to get me on Discord, I have to go in and start fixing my accounts again, and then I start getting spammed with brute force attempts. And what I mean by, you know what a brute force is, right? You know what a brute force is, right?
Brute forcing?
Yeah, you know what brute forcing is, right?
Like, spamming? Like...
Okay, so brute force is whenever a hacker is trying to break into your account and they use a program that tries hundreds of thousands of passwords every so often. So when they're trying to get into your account, you'll get a crap ton of notifications about someone trying to log in from your emails and stuff, assuming that they didn't find a way to bypass it. That's why you got to make complicated passwords when you make passwords, because if it's a simple phrase or just a few numbers, they're instantly getting access to your account with no effort because they run a program. Oh. Oh, yeah. Oh, I was saying, they run a program that tries every word in the dictionary, all sorts of combinations of numbers in a short period of time. That's why they recommend you make a password that's not using words, random capitals, and special characters and stuff, and numbers. Because it doesn't stop the brute force from eventually succeeding, but it makes it take incredibly long. Like, the more complicated, the more years it adds to the program. And what ends up happening is, if you have it, you'll get spammed with notifications about someone trying to get into your account, in your emails and stuff. Because they're trying every password combination possible. And, yeah, so for years that's been happening, and then it spurs up even worse every time I use Discord. And then sometimes they get my information because of data mining. They just pull from whatever you typed on your computer and data mining you, so then I end up having to change a bunch of passwords. And I keep telling people don't use it, and they get really mad and violent to me about it. Not only is Discord highly inefficient and bad for your computer, it's bad for your personal safety. And you don't have as many options as you do in TeamSpeak, because like, if you're really quiet in Discord and I go to change your volume, I can only do it by like 10 or so decibels. TeamSpeak, I could do it up to like 20 or 30. And there's just more options to troubleshoot issues. Discord is basically just not something I recommend anybody. It's like recommending someone to go jump off a bridge. I just can't do it. It's not healthy. And that's not even talking about the kind of drama you Yeah, so I've had to deal with this for years. And the reason why my identity got stolen is because they took my bank card information, so I had to get new bank cards and stuff. And I'm not sure where they found it specifically, but there must have been a cache file somewhere on this route, because I do my purchases online for the most part. Not as much back then, but I do it a lot more now than I ever have, because I order my groceries online now. Back then, I only ever used anything but Steam. Maybe Amazon once in a while. So Amazon might have had a stray cache file that the data mining picked up and took my information. Yeah. And like I mentioned, I've had to change all my passwords multiple times because of this. And every time someone gets me to use Discord, it's always happening. I just get scared to talk about it because people get really mad, like as if I just insulted their livelihood. Really, they're the ones being abused.
It's so bizarre that people are aggressive about talking about it. Yeah.
People are aggressive about a lot of stuff they shouldn't be about. It's like I'm attacking their identity.
Understand the... Yeah.
I think it goes along with some of those social issues I talked to you about from what's been going on these years. Because someone takes something as part of their identity. It's like, you insulted this game that I play. It's the best game ever. How dare you have a different opinion? I'm taking that personally.
That's why a personal opinion is a personal opinion. It's more of just, okay, that's what you think, then that's fine. I think it this way instead. So
yeah.
We're just different.
Like, I sometimes talk about things even if I enjoy it. Like, I like this, but I cannot stand the shaky cam. It makes me dizzy. It makes it hard for me to play the game. That is an objective fact. That's not an opinion. And they'll still be upset. Oh, that's just your opinion. I'm like, not exactly, but yeah. What's the problem with that? These doors are trying to kill me, man. I think these doors are glitched. I'm trapped in this mausoleum. I died. I got trapped in the water section. And,
wait, how was your Thanksgiving?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I was kind of sad and alone, a little depressed. But then Seth showed up at night, and we played some War Thunder Simulator. Then John and Nordic got on. We tried to include them, and Nordic was kind of not in a good mood. So it was okay up to that point. It was also my birthday.
Happy birthday, dude.
Thank you.
Like, I barely celebrate. Like, I don't even celebrate at all. The only, just acknowledge it and then just go on with your day. It's like,
Yeah. I felt like I was kind of forgotten about as a kid when it came to birthdays, so I just kind of pretended like it didn't exist. But I'd like to try to do something for my birthday, because I never really got to. When I was a kid, I was worried about stuff I shouldn't have been, like money and stuff, so I wouldn't ask for anything half the time anyway. It's a little weird, I know. But yeah, I want to try to do stuff for my birthday now, but it's trying to get it together is the hard part. You know, because I've been learning like healthier ways of lifestyle. Like, anime's taught me a lot about how it's okay to like feel things and let people help you if you need it and things like that. And other things,
yeah.
And it also helped me understand a lot of things that I was going through trying to deal with. And how to handle things, certain things. You know, self-care. It's really, I picked up anime at one of the lowest points in my life. And, right when I was probably about to give up, honestly. And, it helps give me the courage to fix some things in my life. Like breaking up with an abusive ex. Shoot, I slipped. I have a hard time with jumping puzzles. My keyboard is not properly centered for me to comfortably traverse. I keep hitting the wrong buttons and stuff and fumbling. I'm gonna try moving the dining table and using that as a desk. I need room. My keyboard's like lopsided. So simple things like what the game wants me to do is control the space becomes more complicated than it should be. But yeah, anime's inspired me a lot, and in a way it kind of saved me. Kind of saved my life. And I'm a much healthier person mentally and stuff as a result. I mean, I've always been naturally a kind person. It's just I get confused by the things people try to force on me. Because there's a lot of malicious people that try to convince you that you're terrible and stuff because they're like jealous and stuff and try to tear you down. And I was raised to try to take criticism and stuff, but I wasn't taught how to filter it. They were like, "Oh, you're a genius prodigy. You're smart. You'll be fine." They just assumed I would always know what to do. So as a result, I wasn't taught a lot about how to interact with people and stuff, or relationships. So thanks to anime, I'm more willing to stand up. Thanks to anime and stuff, I'm more willing to stand up for myself now, because I know someone's trying to give me some BS or manipulate me socially and tear me down. So yeah, that's just a few examples of how it's helped me. Pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been on my own since I was 15, by the way. I was homeless most of my life. So, yeah.
Power assist movement.
Welcome to my humble dwelling,
Shit.
strangers. You seek the home of the leprechaun, am I correct?
No.
I will not keep you long. The leprechaun that you seek dwells under a great mountain. You must travel
playing on a
back to the
CRT monitor.
church and dig a new
Awesome.
route. Here, use this portal.
CRT monitors are
And
no joke. They have
remember,
really good response
things are
times.
never as they seem.
They have really efficient response times. There's a lot of people that have been deciding to look for those instead of just sticking with the LED, LCD stuff that we have now. Because they're just much
It's
more
not just the
efficient.
response time, it's the colors. It looks like a poor man's OLED display.
Well, it depends on which CRT you have. Like, there's a lot of them. There's
Yeah, it
high
depends.
resolution flat screen ones that have really good colors.
That's
And
the
in-
thing,
and
is
in-
I bought a 1080p one, flat
Uh-huh.
screen CRT, and it was horrible quality compared to my 4x3 one.
Oh, jeez. I thought that guy was an NPC
Yeah.
gonna shoot me. It freaked me out. I ran.
I spent over $300 on that one, and then I bought
Damn.
this one for $75. It's better quality,
Yeah.
just lower resolution.
Yeah, in a lot of
wait.
cases, there are CRTs that have better coloring than LEDs consistently. Or LCD or whatever.
Yeah.
I know there's a difference. I'm just making it depends, really. It's hard to say specifically.
Like I said, it's basically an OLED display, but lower resolution and cost less.
It's, yeah, unfortunately a lot of CRTs aren't really made anymore, so people are desperately trying to buy up some because it's becoming more... A lot of people are realizing
They're
that
not
they
made
want
at all.
that. Yeah, I've heard a rumor that there is a small manufacturer that's replicating some, but it takes some time because obviously you gotta have the tooling in place for that kind of thing. Like a
Yeah.
factory, usually. But I don't know for sure. But I've been noticing and hearing about a lot of people that have been noticing that they want a CRT instead of the modern stuff. And that includes younger and older people.
Yeah, I have a high quality monitor, but a really low quality CRT TV,
So there's been a bit of a scramble.
which I don't
for
mind the
some
lower
people.
quality on TV.
Assist movement.
Right, yeah. There's been a bit of a scramble for people looking to buy them.
It's still got good response times, even if it's lower quality for a TV.
Yeah. I think a guy on YouTube, few people on YouTube have made some videos talking about it. They've tried different CRTs and compared it to their setup and talking about it.
Yeah, the last flat screen monitor that I have, like a true flat screen, it was like 1080p, and the colors were so dull and bland and washed out. And when I finally switched to this
Okay, check in.
CRT that has like a curved screen. I haven't switched back. I got rid of my flat screen.
Yeah, I've been hearing
Area
stories like
secured,
that.
sir. This place makes boot camp seem
Now, I
like
used to have a
Disneyland.
CRT a long time ago,
Have you seen
and then
any
I've also had a big
from
flat screen one, and I did notice a difference when switching between the different monitor types. But it was what I had at the time. Since I spent most of my life being homeless,
Yeah.
I never got to really keep any of my things consistently, so I've always had to start over.
It's a shame.
So I don't have, like, I used to have a bunch of collector stuff that'd be, like, I used to have, like, a bunch of old Star Trek magazines they don't make anymore that somebody passed down to me, and old Pokemon original cards that were still, like, preserved in, like, a case.
Those might be worth money.
Yeah, well, you know, I ain't got them no more.
And then someone calls
That was
with big.
back in my old farmhouse that my grandfather left me when he died. But due to my aunt fucking shit up, was thrown out to be homeless when I was 15.
That's awful. I'm sorry
So
to hear.
when he and my mom died, I didn't get any of the inheritance or anything. I don't know what happened to it. I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to bring the mood down or nothing, man. I was just saying I don't have the cards anymore,
Oh,
and
no,
that's
it's
why.
fine.
It's okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna.
I used to think
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say that I need to I need to figure out my desk situation. I have a dining table I'm gonna try to swap out because it's really hard. It hurts trying to use a mouse and keyboard because it's like lopsided. I was finishing what I was telling him earlier. Go ahead. What were you saying?
Oh yeah, my CRT. I used to think that I needed a 1080p at least, but I've been using 1024 by 768 for the past few months, maybe even a year by this point, and I realized that I don't need a high resolution.
Yeah, it really comes down to it comes down to other factors. So I would agree with you. Cause there's
1024 by 768 is just fine for me.
Yeah, because if you're using a high resolution monitor and you're using something lower resolution, you'll notice the difference. But if you're playing something with a native resolution with a native monitor, it doesn't quite seem so different.
Yeah, the only thing is like if I'm like doing desktop type stuff, yes, having a bigger resolution works better, but
yeah, because you don't have as much room.
I just put up with it.
I remember when I was a kid, that was one of the things that I'd be like, man, I can't wait till they make bigger screens so I could have more room.
Roger that.
Yeah, I mainly game on my computer, but I also work on it too. So when I work on my computer, it's nice to have bigger space, but I just put up with less space and, you know, learn to manage my windows better.
I feel you. I mean, you're right. Yeah, you just deal with it. You can work
like
around
it. I have Linux as my OS, so I use KDE on it, which is the desktop launcher, and all I have to do is go up to the top left of my screen and just put my mouse up there, and it will automatically bring me up to like all my windows that are open and allow me to make virtual desktops. So like I can have multiple desktop spaces for one for work, one for gaming, one for whatever, you know.
Have you ever used the you know, you can use Alt Tab for stuff? If you use Windows key tab,
Alt Tab's nice too.
If you use Windows key tab, you can have like multiple different desktop slates going on. I don't know if you knew about that.
Windows probably, right?
Yeah, Windows.
Yeah. I use Linux, so it's the same thing, except all I have to do is put my mouse on the top right, and I don't have to press any keys.
Yeah.
I mean, top left.
Yeah, I used to have a widget for Windows XP to do something similar that you're talking about. Man, I love Windows XP. In my opinion, was the best.
Yeah, we want to know something funny? My Linux, I've designed it to look like Windows XP and sound like it too.
Nice. The reason why I liked Windows XP is because you had a lot of options for doing things, and it didn't like hide it away in menus to try to keep just to.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah, I think we might need to try another map. I don't know what else to do here.
I stayed with Windows 10 until this year. I was planning to switch to Linux next year, 2025, but I ended up switching full-time this year because, you know, I just fell in love with it, and it was like, oh, you know, this is what I've been missing on, like, OS's, the thing that I've been wanting.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with Linux, though. I mean, I know you found the version you want, but I'm just saying in general for anybody that's listening.
Yeah.
There's different versions of Linux for different things. You gotta be very careful because some of them are not as secure or useful for what you want to use it for. And a lot of the stuff you want to add, a lot of times you end up having to like program it in, or find a plugin that somebody made. There was a Linux course when I went to college for IT, and that was mainly for server side stuff.
Yeah. An analogy I like to use is, you know, Christianity, how they have like Orthodox and Catholicism.
Yeah.
But then you go to Protestantism, and Linux is like Protestantism. There's so many different denominations of Linux.
Yeah, that's true. My dad remembers whenever it was brand new. Like back when it was getting passed around on the internet. Now, I've heard that SteamOS is really good. I've seen some people using that.
Yeah,
and then
SteamOS is.
And then there's like a fan.
Like mine.
And then there's like a fan fork. Boy. But yeah, you're right. There's a lot of different forks and variants of Linux. Everyone has a version that they think is best for specific reasons. And then there's also like the
SteamOS is. Sorry.
Yeah, SteamOS is interesting. There's two versions. They got one for the proprietary, and then they got the open source. And there's a fan fork of the SteamOS I heard that's slightly modified. And that's using Linux.
I warn you that path.
Or it's not using Linux per se, but it's like it's like if mod is like this, then SteamOS would be like a complete conversion. Where kind of like how Half-Life Source Engine was made from the Quake engine. Well, SteamOS is kind of like the source engine of Linux.
In a sense, yeah. If you actually look at SteamOS as like, you know, where it came from, what it's based on, it's based on Arch Linux. So, what I did, it also runs on KDE, so what I did is I got Gruda Linux, which is also based on Arch Linux, and it runs on KDE, just like SteamOS, and it's basically an OS made for gaming. So it comes pre-installed with everything that you need.
Yeah, I heard a lot of good things about it. I'm considering switching to it when Windows 10 comes. Because, you see, my professor in college for IT, he had this interesting joke. He said it's so funny and mysterious that every time they want people to switch over to the new Windows, mysteriously a backdoor hack gets released, and all the companies get scared to switch over. And that originated back whenever they didn't want to get rid of Windows Server XP for like all the way up until Windows 8. but Windows XP is still updated for the military. By the way. Did you know that?
Yeah, it's still used by the military, I think.
Yeah,
And,
Windows
like,
gives them
probably some
exclusive.
government.
Windows gives them exclusive updates to keep it updated. And then they did the 64-bit Windows XP for a little while too, and they quickly ended support for it because people were switching to that. A lot of people were, and they were like, "We think we're gonna lose money." Now, when I say when I say Microsoft, I'm referring to whoever was in charge at the time. Because I think the company's changed hands like 2 or 3 times, right?
Yeah. All I know is that all 32-bit versions of like Windows are going to crash in like 2036, 2038 or something.
Well, they're already pretty restrictive, so
Yeah, they're
like to
probably
run
gonna give
Windows
up on-
95, you'll have to like pull some strings, you know, because it won't
Yeah.
recognize any of your hardware. Now regarding Linux, it's always a good recommendation to get like the exe plugin. That way you can like run regular executables. I will in just a minute, Seth. I'm thinking I'm getting a snack. I'm getting a snack and I'm taking care of something real quick.
Original Call of Duty. I'm able to play Doom, all sorts of games.
Yeah, Steam is Valve has really been making sure that people are aware that they can make ports for Linux. Valve has been pretty good in general about like being pretty gamer customer friendly as far as a lot of those things go, accessibility. And apparently part of that is due to them not being beholden to any shareholders or publishers.
Yeah, that's why, like, I heard they got sued by their old publisher when they made Steam.
Who published them for Half-Life?
Huh?
Who published Valve to make Half-Life? Didn't they have like a small
Yeah,
publisher
it was
for a short
Sierra.
time? Oh yeah, that's right.
Remember Sierra?
Yeah, Sierra's usually a pretty good company because they made all those adventure
Yeah, then Sierra
games.
sued
And
them.
they're like, I know, right? That's so unexpected because Sierra's usually like a family-friendly company. They're usually really cool dudes, and because
Well,
it's
because
it's
they made
owned
Steam
by a man.
and, like, tried to get away from Sierra.
It's owned by like a man and his wife, you know. But yeah, Valve went independent when they did Steam. Yeah, but I wouldn't expect them to get
Yeah.
sued by them because the people that own the Sierra are usually very wholesome people.
I think they revealed that in the Half-Life 2 documentary that they just released.
Yeah, I don't remember a whole lot about it because like, you know, it's been a while since I got into some of those peculiars. I like Half-Life, but like, I don't consider it. You know, it's a game, and it's started a lot of trends.
I love Half-Life 1 more than Half-Life 2.
Yeah, I mean, I like Half-Life, but I'm not as crazy about it as I am for some other games. Like,
I love all sorts of games.
Like, if I compare Unreal to Half-Life, I prefer Unreal.
Well,
There's
when it
much
comes to
better
arena
AI and
shooters, I
stuff.
prefer Quake, definitely.
Yeah, I never really got to play Quake much. I watched my uncle play it. He had like surround sound and stuff. It was pretty awesome.
Like, here's a hot take, is I don't like Half-Life when it comes to, like, deathmatch and team deathmatch and stuff. I don't like the arena shooter aspect because it hasn't been bought out like it has been in, like, Quake and Unreal.
Well, the thing, in Half-Life is not. Half-Life is like a set piece kind of game. You can't move and run around very fluently. You can only move in certain directions so effectively. But in games like Unreal Tournament, stuff like that, the movement's very fluid and it's designed around that.
I think Half-Life's multiplayer really shines when it comes to co-op, and that's why Spend Co-op is a great game.
I agree. I happen to agree with you on that. I like those. I like these really cute Japanese maps I found on the server. Like when you make the pizza, man, I love it. It's so fun. You gotta do the radish thing, and like I'm fairly new to Spin Co-op. I've had it in my library for a while because I was hoping I'd get friends to play. So I just started fucking around by myself recently after some years, and for the most part, I've been enjoying it. I just don't like the challenge jump puzzle maps. I find them like the control is like not my cup of tea the way the game controls when it comes to some of that. But there's several reasons why I prefer Unreal over Half-Life. Cause like you got really in-depth AI. Even for the modern age, the AI in Unreal is almost unbeatable to some degree. They'll dodge. They'll actively dodge your projectiles and other stuff. In Unreal, there's hardly any hit scan weapons in Unreal. I think there's like a pistol that is, but the enemies will actively dodge projectiles. Like if you're shooting rockets, they won't just tank it. They'll like actually roll out of the way or play dead and stuff. Like
I think my
what's that?
Yeah. I think my favorite shooter for me has to be a game that probably no one knows about, Soldier of Fortune. It was my first video game, so it's not just nostalgia, but my favorite
I played the demo of that.
Yeah, but my favorite part is like when you shoot the enemies, they like react to getting shot. Like they
I love it when games do that. Yeah, I love it when games do that.
Their arm.
Yeah, there's a lot of old games that have some systems like that. Like Perfect Dark, well, Perfect Dark, don't forget it. Under GTA 4, they do that. GTA 4. I like GTA 4
it
way
makes
better.
The game easier. Because they're busy animating that, oh, I'm hurt, rather than shooting back at you. But it makes it more realistic, and it makes it more satisfying to, like, shoot the enemies.
In Far Cry 2, they did something kind of similar. Like, if their buddy's down nearby, they'll go out of the way to try to carry him to safety. Like, Crobcat did a video on Far Cry 2 and GTA 4 and about how they're a bit better than the modern counterparts. And he goes over, he doesn't talk about everything, he doesn't showcase everything, but he'll go over some of the details if you ever get the chance. It's on YouTube. It's like Crobcat. Usually, Crobcat doesn't say anything, you know. Yeah, he don't say anything, but he's the kind of person that when he posts, you usually pay attention for a minute, and he usually makes a point.
Oh, Crobcat?
Yeah, Crobcat.
Look up his Team Fortress 2 video of how Team Fortress 2 basically just turned into what it is today. It looked better back in the day.
He also did a video about Left 4 Dead.
Dead Rising video.
He also did he also did a Bungie where it was talking about the difference between Halo and like the anti-Halo C433, and then he did one about Left 4 Dead and the Back 4 Blood guys, about how Valve actually did a lot of the heavy lifting with the character and like the quality of the game. And I was like, I didn't know that. That was interesting.
I remember just Team Fortress 2 looking better, but I thought it was just me being like nostalgic and like.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
They tend to, when you're a kid, your memories from when you're a kid are exaggerated. So I thought, oh, Team Fortress 2 has always looked like this. So,
right, yeah.
But I felt like it looked better in the past for some reason. It turns out that I was right because
I know, right? I saw that video. I remember now. I remember it now. You talking about when he did direct comparisons?
Like, man, it had to have looked better. Like I thought that it had to have because my memories are so exaggerated.
I don't usually have nostalgia. I don't usually have nostalgia, and when I say stuff like that, people try to gaslight me. They're like, no, you're wrong. Like the Sparking Zero Dragon Ball game that just came out. Like, it's nowhere near as good as the originals. It doesn't even have all the features and quality. It's really it's pretty bad. And people are like, oh, it's always been like this in all the old games. I'm like, no, it's not. You can't rush on someone that's on the ground.
Quickly.
In the old games, you
The
couldn't
fixing
rush
must
anybody
be
that was laying on
recovered.
the ground, but
The
Sparky
G-Man
Zero,
holds
you can.
unimaginable power in his hands now.
It's
If
like,
used them
and
properly,
there's just a lot of like
never mind.
toxic
just
positivity
use
about
this
it.
portal and follow G-Man.
Like, a lot of people just don't want to play old games because, oh, the controls are janky and, oh, the graphics are bad, you know? It's just,
Right.
you know, you have to... I look at games as a work of art, kind of like a moving painting.
Look, if the
You
game's
know?
fun, I don't care. Like I plugged some old games I never played before into an emulator, and I raised the native resolution a little bit to where it's a little clearer. Man, it's a lot of fun. Let's kick this Tony guy. He's an asshole.
Oh, we can't kick people on the server.
Well, let's pretend like we are.
Voice chat
Maybe
fit
he'll
the-
leave.
It's a chat feature.
Yeah, let's talk about kicking him so he'll get mad and leave.
Here, let me try some.
I'm gonna. My friend Seth wants to play War Thunder with me. So I'm gonna go in a minute.
Is it Arma time?
There we go.
No, it's not Arma right now. It's War Thunder.
You guys have what?
Hold on, I can't hear you. Say it
I'm
again?
voting to permanently ban him.
You're voting to permanently ban?
I was saying it's not Arma. He wants to play War Thunder. That's one of my favorite games. So I'm not complaining too much. It just hurts sometimes. Just when I'm trying to set up his
I'm
map.
glad you guys made it back. After getting the crystal from the leprechaun, G-Man turned on us and he is in his camp on a mountain with the Black Ops troops. The camp is a little farther up the slope, but his troops are holding us off. Could you guys give us a hand and take out that Apache and those damn snipers? We can handle the rest and give you cover to get into the base. Show
think
that bastard who he's dealing with. Take any weapons or gear you need from the armory truck.
Man, that guy smoked some weed, didn't he? He's like, hey man, the G-Man went over there. Still, it's more than what I've done recently. But yeah, I'm gonna go. Seth and John are all on board, and they want to play War Thunder, and I'm gonna join them. We can talk. We can all talk again sometime if you're up for it. I got a team speak.
Yeah, get at me on Steam if you want.
Can you add me? I have to check my friends list and make sure it's not too full.
Alright, sure, let me type status in console really quick.
There, I'll. There you go. I'll send it to you. You have.
I got your Steam ID, I should be able to find your name on Steam.
Well, I typed it out for you if you can't. I also use TeamSpeak if you don't mind using that sometimes. I hang out with a couple of veterans and a friend from high school, so we're usually pretty chill. One's from the Navy, two of them are from the Army, and one of them was a tank driver out of the two.
I got you.
Okay. Hey Fune, nice character
Yeah.
model.
I chose this.
Have you been sitting there just enjoying hearing us talk about obscure stuff?
The only obscure that I can get behind was like abandoned retail.
Abandoned what?
Abandoned retail.
Abandoned
like
retail?
bankruptcy or dead moss.
I'm not sure I follow. Would you say abandoned retail?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Like stores or malls that went out of business.
Uh-huh.
Or is like going out of business.
Yeah, I just order everything from my computer these days. And there's always some deals. I usually do deals for online stuff. You got the black... Like, if you're going to want to build a computer...
Black Friday?
I was going to buy a hard drive, but it didn't go on sale, so I went ahead and bought a couple of games. I'm waiting till Monday. Hopefully the hard drive will go on sale, but yeah, that's the best way to build a computer is you just buy parts over time while it's on sale. You can use a site called PC Part Picker, and it'll list all the prices for the regular sites. It's pretty worth it.
I forgot that Cyber Monday was a thing.
Yeah.
One thing I have a fascination with is CDs. Like, if you have your CD games,
Yeah.
seeing if they still have multiplayer by default, or if the master servers have been turned off.
Oh, like
Yeah.
was it like GameSpy?
Speaking of which,
GameSpy,
Battlefield...
for example, yeah.
Battlefield 1942 still has a lot of people playing it. I hopped on it last year, and there was like 80 servers with people on it.
I still play it, yeah, but you have to get a third-party master server to play it now. Same with Bad Company 2, people still play it.
I bought Bad Company 2, but I never got to play it because I had to move.
Yeah, they turned off the master servers very recently, but
Yeah.
you can use Project Rome to play it now.
All right, well, tell me about that later. I gotta get going. Everyone's waiting on me, and I gotta make something to eat. So it was nice hanging out with you, Fune Cat. This was actually really relaxing for me. I appreciate you, buddy.
Brought you back into the Half-Life game.
Brought me back into the house.
Half-Life.
Well, I hope that you learned a few things from the weird things we talked about. See ya. Alright, I'm coming now. I'm coming now. I'm coming. I'm coming, Seth. Hold on. Oh, no, I'm not coming that fast. Calm down.
There's this one game series that I play, Delta Force, like the original Delta Force games. Those games had support, like multiplayer support, up until this year. They dropped it because the new game that's coming out, whoever owns the Delta Force franchise now, I think it's some Chinese company, decided to just delete it.
The free one?
It's probably Tencent. They keep buying up every fucking thing.
Yeah. And then they deleted the multiplayer support for all the old games.
I was just standing around listening to this guy.
There was
talk
already third-party master servers going, so now everyone's just switching over.
And he said a Chinese company bought a game recently and shut the game down right whenever I was about to quit.
I'll see you later.
2 cents in. Yeah. I'll see you later.
You enjoy that War Thunder Core?
Oh, you know I will. I said, it's probably Tencent, and he said, yeah, because they keep buying up everything and shutting it down or whatever, trying to get as much information about American people as possible, and whatever they do with that information.